Yep, you saw the thumbnail and read the title of this video correctly. This isn't a joke. I'm going to be painting the hardest hero mode level in the game. Wait, hold on a sec. Anyways, I will be painting the entirety of After Alterna. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. I put my mentality on the line for these videos. Anyways, let's go. Okay, so already I have to paint the start area before we can even start the level, so I'm gonna go do that real quick. Alright, let's begin the most difficult perfectionist run I've ever done. So yeah, this challenge is already impossible. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Okay, let me explain what I'll be doing for the video. Like how I've been doing it for how big is every Splatoon 3 map in the game, I'll only need to paint inkable surfaces that the player can stand on. So no walls nor ceilings. And if there's a rotating platform, I'll need to paint every surface possible for the player to stand on. And to spice things up, if I die at any point, I have to restart all the way to the beginning. To clarify, because this is kind of obvious, I have to make sure every surface is covered in yellow ink. Nothing in that multicolored fuzzy ink. Lastly, because this is basically a ground rule, if there's any inkable surfaces that cleans, paints over, or repetitively keeps spawning in out of my control, those inkable surfaces do not count. The whole idea of this video is impossible anyways. With all that said, now we can start one of the most difficult single player challenges that I've probably ever done. For the first section, other than backtracking to keep covering up any ink from the sniper, there are two parts of the section to keep mind of. You can actually stand and paint on the slope of the platform, and obviously that looping block section that gets intense if you go too slow. But with casual baby strats, this section isn't the worst thing in the world. Onto the second section, it's really no different gameplay wise compared to a normal typical run through After Alterna, so I just basically don't have a skill issue and the second section is basically done. Starting off the third section, which I think is the easiest section out of the whole level, just keep in mind the platform above the missile spawns is inkable, so paint that platform before you go on your merry way. Otherwise, this section is no troubles. Now for the last section, the Octarian fight. No sweat, easy breezy, just keep in mind to paint the entire arena before you take the launch pad. And the final stretch, the final platform where the goal lies, this is basically a victory lap. So I painted the entire platform and claimed my 3,332 power eggs. Yeah, I did this first try deathless, so I'm gonna have to make this a little bit harder on myself, which, yep, this video is no longer clickbait. I'm gonna include painting the walls and ceilings this time. Oh boy. I cannot express to you how this run went. There are so many inkable surfaces that just makes this challenge insanely more difficult for a casual player. So I'm gonna have to alter the permadeath rule, because I don't want to go mentally insane for a video. So instead of permadeath, once a platform is entirely covered in yellow, I can move on to the next platform. And if there's an inkable surface that's just completely impossible to paint yellow without dying, I can skip it. With all that said, we can finally get to the main point of this entire video. Again, first off, we need to paint the entirety of the starting area, not so hard. However, spoiler alert, with the addition of painting all the walls and ceilings, the first section of After Alterna is by far the most difficult section of this challenge. As of the bare minimum to paint the side surface of these platforms is to do a wraparound jump, aim and throw a burst bomb to actually paint the side platform, and not fall off the platform itself. Okay, there's actually two other ways to paint the side of the platforms, one of them being the less skillful way of doing the same thing I talked about earlier, but instead of throwing a burst bomb, you would shoot your main weapon instead. And the other way I'll talk about later because we'll need this method later on. Anyways, first couple of platforms, very easy to paint. Very easy to paint. Jokes aside, I have to rely on RNG to paint the bottom side of this platform. This tiny surface took me 5 minutes. Oh, and I'm not done yet. The very next platform has the same exact problem. This time, I have to rely on RNG while running on a rotating platform, and that took 15 minutes. Luckily after that, I get a short break through the rotating platforms and a small group of fuzzy Octarians. Then reality sets back in when I get to the squid search section. Did you know these rotating wipers are actually inkable? But that's not it, because guess what? Almost the entirety backside of this section is inkable as well. Remember the other way I could paint side platforms I mentioned earlier, but decided to cover it later when we need to? Yeah, this is the time we need it. And it involves the curling bomb. There's actually two ways we can pull this off. The less skillful, less accurate baby method of just cooking the curling bomb off the ledge, or the more risky, more accurate, but way cooler method of doing a 180 wraparound while also cooking the curling bomb the perfect amount so it blows up at the perfect elevation. Yeah, you know what method I went with. Oh, and guess what? I'm still not done with this platform. Above this monstrosity is an inkable ceiling. Okay, it's actually not that bad, but still. For almost the rest of the first section of the level, it's an easy breeze. Although I accidentally fell off the map trying to paint a surface that was impossible to paint without dying. Twice. Anyways, I say almost the rest of the first section of the level, as you can tell from the thumbnail. At the very last part of the section lies that one area that looks very similar to that one section from Darker Side in Mario Odyssey, and I have to paint all of the platforms there, besides the bottom side of the platform, obviously. This took 45 minutes! My anxiety of just dying and having to restart repainting that section was incomprehensible. And after 3 hours, 23 minutes, and 54 seconds, the first section is complete. Now, awkwardly enough, the second section of this level is, again, not that much different difficulty-wise compared to a normal playthrough, so I don't really need to talk too much about this section. Second section complete. Now, even more awkwardly enough, the third section isn't that different compared to when I painted the topside surface of every platform before. However, I saved this one particular missile launcher for this part of the video. Remember how the top platform of the missile launcher is inkable? Well, this one missile launcher far off in the distance is no exception. And with two sets of missiles coming your way, and a platform that gradually goes away if it's not kept in check to mess you up, this one missile launcher platform is quite a challenge to paint without dying. I ended up doing it first try in a minute anyways. Other than that, and an accidental death again, this section is complete. And to make this video to have the least dramatic finish possible for an extremely difficult challenge, the last section is no different compared to when I initially did this run, other than the anxiety of dying right after the goal. And in 4 hours, 27 minutes, and 6 seconds, it has been done. And I have painted the entirety of... No, that time is wrong. No. You know what? I don't care anymore. I did it. I recorded it. I'm satisfied. I'm done. Woo! What an experience that was, huh? If you guys enjoyed, please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to hang out with me and other people who watch my videos, come join my Discord server. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Now I'm gonna go lie down and think about what I just did.